Assalamu alaikum. Hope all of you are doing well. So it's few hours after I recorded the other video about the negativity surrounding Bitcoin price and the crypto market and the Epstein files and all of that nonsense. Uh, yeah, that's finished, but I'm still here. I'm still thinking, and I am a little bit concerned. Um, I've never said these things before, and I'm currently sitting thinking, overthinking. um, I don't know. I thought I might also record it. Maybe I can reflect a little bit. Maybe I can find a little corner of peace. Let me tell you guys why I did what I did, all of it. So I was a lot interested in trading when I was first introduced. And my auntie introduced me when I asked her once in a Skype in 2011, or it was 2010, that what do you do? She was like, I am doing currency exchange. So she simplified it for me because I was a kid. I couldn't get it what she was doing. And I was like, oh, like we in Persian we say sarafi, like you do sarafi, like oh, you I thought like those guys that keep their money in their hands and standing in the streets and exchanging money, but she was in Canada, so I was like, she's doing that in Canada. But she explained it to me, and she was like, no, I'm actually trading in Forex and all these things. And she said, once I come, I will tell you how it's done. Then when she came, um, out of good faith, she told me, said to some other members of the family that there's a way to make money online, and that's how you do it. Some people agreed, some people disagreed, but I was a lot interested. I was very, very curious how it's done. It was also a new skill, and she told me that very few people could do it in the world. You have to get really, really good at it, but once you know it and once you could do it, you can actually make money. Um, but then I started learning, I started doing things. There was a lot of problems with the internet connection. There was electricity problem in Afghanistan, in the city I lived in, Kabul. So yeah, these were all the challenges, and there were lots of other things happening too, like the bombings and suicide bombing, a lot of those things. We were going to school and all back in those days. Yeah, I can't believe I'm sitting here and telling these things to you guys. It's been such a long way, and we have grown up since those times. Yeah, fast forward 2014, 2015, I was in Dubai. We moved from Afghanistan due to the security issues that I just told you. And yeah, I had a stable connection then, uh, Wi-Fi, internet, I mean, electricity, all of those things. And she had an account that she had around $270 in it. And she told me that trade with this. And I turned that into $700. And I was pretty much excited about it. But I had to also go back after staying for 1.5 years there. Then I moved back to Afghanistan. I wanted to finish my school there. And yeah, I was getting a lot on my dad. Like he wasn't able to pay everything because we were living in Dubai a lot. He spent a lot of money for us to stay and live there. But then I was like, don't pay for my school. I'm gonna go gladly finish it in Afghanistan. And I did. I went there, I finished school back in the Afghanistan, back in these challenges. I learned other things there. I started doing some other things like I started learning TOEFL and started university. But then family moved to Turkey, and I had to also go there, move eventually. Now it's 2018, so I'm just going a little bit forward. So before going there, I started again in Afghanistan. Then once I moved to Turkey, I was doing Forex there as well. Then I came up with some of the articles that people were saying trading in Forex is haram, and um, there were lots of things. And for me, after learning that skill for a very long time, I was really, uh, I felt bad. Like, how can I like suddenly I was naive, you know. I had those feelings of attachment that after learning a skill for a very long time, now I have to do what with it, because it's haram, because I didn't want to earn haram. And I wasn't making much, to be honest, too. But I was in it. Like, people gamble with their money, they lose a lot of it, like they keep wiping their accounts. But for me, I was always in break even. I was making some, then I was losing, I was practicing, I was learning a lot. It was psychologically so difficult for me to keep up with that. But then COVID happened in 2020. Then by the end of 2020, after COVID and all, um, my cousin told me about Bitcoin. I was like, okay. It's not like I didn't know. I was maybe a little bit ignorant in 2018 when another friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, which I never met, we were always talking over the internet. And yeah, he was a computer engineer. He told me that you can also mine Bitcoin, you can trade Bitcoin, all these things. I was like, Forex is the biggest financial system there. There's a lot of money here. Why should I go in? I didn't know. And for some reason, maybe for some good reason, because obviously Allah is the Razaq. So maybe for some obvious reasons, I didn't get to do much research on it. I remember, I think it was around $700, 800, one Bitcoin. And yeah, but then later, by the end of 2020, when my cousin told me, I did research again because Forex was done for me. I wasn't interested in it anymore. I went into stocks. I made some money there. Stocks were good. I was still trying to buy and trade halal stocks in COVID as well. Like, a lot of them were good because once you know technical analysis and you know how price moves in the chart, because of my past experience, I could do very well in stock market. But then when I saw Bitcoin and I saw the growth, I saw the belief in the system and how it's revolutionary, how this technology works and takes power away from the government and it gives it back to the people. And the money actually gets fixed this way because now you don't have inflation, you have an asset that is deflationary, which everything else against it becomes cheaper over time because everybody would want this asset because it's so scarce. It's just 21 million Bitcoin in the universe. And there were no quantum threats back then. The only threat was that the government would shut it down. The Chinese government would shut down the miners, and they ban crypto. These were the threats, and uh, but the belief of people in crypto, it was a lot. Now, after that, when I got into it, I was introduced to a whole new universe of things. Ethereum was there, Solana was there, there were other coins, there were meme coins, there was Dogecoin, there was. But again, you see, it's a whole universe now. You need more research, you need more Sharia compliant methods, which I didn't know again. And I was introduced to futures trading. Oh, I can do it 5x, 10x. Um, but then I also did a little bit of research. I was like, this is unlike Forex. I don't pay interest in it. I don't do this and that. Maybe I was also fooling myself. I did it and I lost money. and I lost. And for so long, I was again stressing because of what I was doing was not working. Then I thought about it again. I was like, you see, when I was doing Forex, it was the same thing. People aren't making so much money trading because they cannot psychologically handle, but that's one thing. The other thing is that you need to have a lot of capital to always back you when things go bad. That's how also people get manipulated. So this whole manipulation game, since this entire system of different currencies that we have, that everything has been globalized, uh, things get manipulated easily. And especially if the power is in the hand of very few people or uh, very few countries. That's how they control people's minds. That's how they change narratives. That's how people keep losing and they keep winning. And all these brokers, all these exchanges, all of them are basically the casino. People come and do that. But I left that too. I left futures trading. I came back to the spot trading. Before I tell you about spot, let me tell you about one more thing that I have encountered, which was after I stopped futures trading. It was around those times I was introduced to binary options. Then I thought, wow, that's so good. And I made a strategy, and it was actually very, very profitable. So many times we made so much money, me and my friends. But one day I gave it a go like this. I deposited $50. I made it $700 within 3 hours, and I lost it the next hour, all of it. Why? Nothing was executing the way that they were saying. I had a different price in my phone. My friend had a different price on his phone. Basically, the entire binary option app that was there, it was manipulating me in a different way. It was manipulating my friend in a different way. Because after winning for straight 3 hours, every single trade, although I was doing risk management, every single trade of mine was going into loss intentionally. So I lost it all back. But then eventually I stopped that because I did a little bit research again. I saw that this is also haram. I didn't know the fundamentals of how things are working. When I went back to the spot and I did lots of research again on the fundamentals of Bitcoin, on the fundamentals of how things work, electricity, miners, internet, this whole network, the whole system, I was again much more interested back in spot trading because it's the same skill. You can apply it everywhere. The only thing you can't do in spot is you can't take leverage. You can only play with the amount of money that you have. But because not everybody does it this way, when I went in a spot and I saw friends of mine, I saw other people, they were trading in futures. I'm not comparing that if they make money or no, it's all gambling, you know. All of them might have just lost everything they had because $29 billion got liquidated on 10th October 2025 when I gave you guys a warning 2 days before it. That happened. But then since 2022, since the bottom of Bitcoin, when I first uh, entered, not first entered, like restarted the whole process from the depth of Bitcoin. Since then, I kept researching, I kept learning. Then it was 2023. I made money. I kept spending from that. I was always making money from one place, which is the digital marketing company I have, which I forgot to tell you guys, by the way. It's called Wais Ventures. I make websites. I make different uh, digital graphics for people, which is also Sharia compliant. I do not do the things that are haram in it. Yeah, so I was earning from there. I was investing in crypto. I was once this was going up and I was making money here, then I was spending from here, then I was making money back here, then I was spending it this way, like it was in circulation. Like still my life goes in that circulation. Like I don't hold any US dollar or Turkish lira or Afghanis. It's just all in crypto. But then I saw the gap. I had the skills. People were asking me to learn and like to teach them. They wanted to learn, but I didn't have a method. I didn't know from where to start to teach them because there's so much to teach, but how to do it. Then I slowly made a course. I also, from the institutions that I was getting, my uh, analysis of the coins that are halal, which is sharelife.mine. It's a Malaysian company. I was getting it from them. What they do is they screen all different coins, like even the new ones with good potential. So I saw this opportunity that, look, I'm buying these coins that are new with great technology, that they're also halal, and I invest in them. And instead of taking leverage and the way to take loan from the exchanges, I can actually take leverage buying the coins against Bitcoin so they can outperform. If Bitcoin moves 1%, they can move 5 to 10%. Or I'm giving you guys as an example. If Bitcoin or Ethereum moves 5 to 10%, they can actually do 100, 200, 300x, which was that significant for me. And I was like, why not teach this way of taking leverage for all my friends and whoever wants to study it? Then I came up with a group. It was just me and some of my friends, but then it needed to expand. Like I told lots of them, I'm not gonna name anyone. They were all good people. They all, I think, tried their best. But I'm glad they didn't go through what I went through because it was very, very hard bringing the course for you guys. I always like, I was telling them, like, let do this with me. Like, it's very hard to do everything that I have in my plate. It's like running a company. But they weren't interested because they had some knowledge. That's why, like, they had the knowledge the same way I did. Like, I taught them, right? But then they weren't interested. So I kept like I made halal portfolio. I uh, started making some videos. I made the community. Some people joined. Started sharing my ideas. The ones from the depth of $16,000. I don't know. I think I have deleted some of the videos that I made early because I wasn't good at talking for those reasons. But if you go to the early videos that I think I have from 2024 um, or the beginning of 2025, most of the things were actually said correct. The market did go to $100,000, like Bitcoin went, and it did top somewhere. And I told you guys the top as well. But things are shifting. Things are shifting inside crypto. First, we used to have very few coins coming in the market because the development of coins are really not easy to do. But then it got easier because now you can just make a coin in a click. And since beginning of 2025, a lot of people made new meme coins, and that's how the market suffered. Bitcoin was about to go parabolic above 100K, but that didn't happen. Ethereum was supposed to break $5,000 and go even higher. So all the other assets that we had would have gone even more than what gains they were giving at that time. None of those happened. Since 2021, the social interest is just down. It only comes in when the price starts moving up. That's the basic of how the psychology of the majority of people in the world works. Because once they see some people making money, they come in, but the majority of them come in when the market is probably top, they get FOMO, they think that they're missing out in a lot of gains, and Bitcoin is gonna go to $1 million. That's what they were thinking when it was at 125,000. Then, yeah, all this happened. Now, uh, there aren't enough interest because people didn't have the intention first to use Bitcoin as money. Me personally, I have used Bitcoin for payment. I have used stablecoins for payment. I have used Ethereum for payment. I have used Solana for payment. Because there's so much complication, we don't have like an institution from the Muslim side, like a great one with a lot of influence, so that they can actually move a needle in this world of finance and these entire cryptocurrencies. But they're so small. They haven't, like, they made some coins too, but they didn't work. Like, there's Islamic coins, there's Marhaba, and I don't know, there are a lot of them. I'm not saying that they're doing something bad, but the thing is that even between these people, between these institutions, we don't have a unity, like what to call that as halal, what to call that as haram. Should we really trust this? Is like, there should be somebody telling us, guiding us what to really do. That was the biggest problem. And I tried my best so far to bring you guys the coins that were halal. We made portfolios. Personally, for me, because I was there from the depth of Bitcoin, I made a lot more. You guys might not face that, especially if you came after October 10th, which most of you came, and the project actually went running, and it got more reach at the time that things were getting very bad. And when things get bad and there's no social interest, there's nobody interested in learning it, there's nobody interested in investing it. There's so much fun going on around crypto that before that, there used to be that energy between people that we were standing for something, all right, for the freedom of money, for Bitcoin. I even did the Future of Money webinar a few days ago on 31st. It was just 5 days ago. Nothing has changed then. The only thing that is getting changed is after I did that webinar, which we were like, I was optimistic. I still am. I still think that there's a lot of potential for this technology to grow. We don't know exactly what it is going to be, but because it involves money and we have to invest in it, and if we don't have that money and if we cannot afford to invest, we always stay far behind, especially Muslims. But I think that's the reality. I always say this, it's not like I blame these scholars, it's just that they are accountable. When they give fatwa, they're accountable to all Muslims who believe in their fatwa. That we believe that you're a great scholar and now you say something, but there's still doubts that if Bitcoin is halal or Bitcoin is haram, although a lot of them agree that Bitcoin itself is halal because it's a software, it's a network, and it has the word comes from its utility. And I have made videos about those too if you want to go deeper into that, but this video is not about it. This video is what is happening to this market and a little bit of the story about me and how I created halal portfolio. Like, if I would have made it long time ago, it might have helped people, but I think I came in a very, very late situation in this. I don't know. Sometimes I think I don't know what to do with halal portfolio, because the people that I care about, they don't have money. a lot of Muslims, they don't. And even if they have, they come with the doubt that if this thing is halal or haram. Then when you tell them few things, it actually shuts them off, because I'm not here to brag to you, to show off to you, to show you how much money is being made, or you're gonna get a millionaire, or to tell you things that are not right. I tell you the truth. You can take it, you can leave it. There is a skill to be learned, which is supply and demand. You can put it in any market, not just crypto. You can put it into stocks, you can put it into gold and oil. Same method. If you apply, you're gonna see that it will work. It's not 100% correct. Obviously, nothing is 100% correct, but we trade because of the probabilities. That's why we stay ahead, because we always have a plan. If something happens in the market, what to do with it. That's the difference between how majority of people thinks and they come and gamble their money, and that's how a system and a strategy works to come and tackle this. This was all the things that I was going to say, because I want people to be in the capacity that I am. If I don't know anything, I want you guys to tell me. If I am going wrong into this thing, because I thought that people are going in a wrong way, and actually I might guide people inside halal portfolio to come and learn the halal way of trading, and that inside crypto, because you have ownership, you have transparency, you don't have interest involved. It's all in spot. You buy and hold it for a certain period of time. It appreciates in value. You can sell it back to the market, then you can buy whatever else you want with it. But all this negative energy that comes into crypto, it needs to end somewhere. It always ends. Remember that energy that people were calling for $1 million at the top of the market? That energy is required now, but it's the opposite. It's how the psychology of like the collective psychology of all of us work. Instead of being optimistic when the prices are down, we get negative when the prices are down, and that's how we miss opportunities. I'm not saying it can't go further down from here. It can, but it can also go a lot up from here as well. Both cases are possible, but we are not in that overbought situation. We are in that oversold situation. But every day there's a new thing coming. There's either the Bitcoin quantum threat, that one day the quantum computers are going to actually cipher the Bitcoin public keys, and it will take out people's money, and I don't know what is it going to do with it. That is the risk. But also the other risk is that you not believing in it. The other risk is you actually not using it. That's the risk. If you don't use Bitcoin, if we don't implement it in our systems, then it's not gonna work. It will be again that US dollar. It will be again all these fiat money that they keep losing in value. It's gonna be this. And gold and silver is gonna be there. Obviously, they're very good assets to have and hold, but that's the investment part in those, and they don't give you lots of gains. You need to wait years and years to perform. Now, because Bitcoin and silver is up, everybody's rushing to buy Bitcoin and gold and silver right at the top. Like, it might not be the top, but it is the top. They didn't buy back when it was at 2000, at 3000. Right after it went to 4400, everybody was interested. Then it went to 5500, everybody was interested. I see those people. I'm always seeing them. That's unfortunately the truth of how the markets work. But right now, Bitcoin is cheap. There is still a lot of hope because I believe this is something that was always there. Every invention, everything that we humans came up with, that this is an invention, they were always there to be discovered. We, in this world, we just put pieces of things together to make sense of it on how it is going to work. For example, this is a lighter, right? It has gas, it has this plastic body, and some systems that are made inside with copper and iron, so it can actually work like a lighter. It lights. It puts fire on your cigarette. It used to be not this, but you think we made this? We didn't make this. Allah made it. It was already coded in the system of life, what we are experiencing. Like Allah made me, Allah made everything else, the wood, the trees, the ground, the stones, the air, everything, the entire universe. So Bitcoin is the same thing. It is discovered. Also, fiat money is something that we have discovered. But the only thing that we are not allowed to do is take interest for it, to create debt, to give loans and ask back for interest. That's what we are not allowed to do. And that is what is eating our rewards. That's what is war against Allah and the Messenger of Allah. And the reason why I'm still hoping this system work, which is Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, is because I am really, really done with how the other systems of banking and the world works. That's what we experienced while we grew up, but our kids should not experience that. This is what Jack Miller said the other day, that we inherited the system, but our kids should not. And yeah, everything against US dollar is getting expensive, and that's how people are enslaved. They work their entire lives to keep taking salary to buy things that they cannot afford. Then they get loan and they purchase it, and they're bound to it for the rest of their lives. So they keep paying, even if it's a student debt, even if it's business debt, it is debt. Alhamdulillah, we don't have such systems like in Afghanistan, because it's a poor country and the banking system and all this thing doesn't work anymore there because of Taliban. Like that's a very good thing that it doesn't work. But it used to be there, like Muslims eating haram with the banks, with their saving accounts, but still that saving account is losing money. What is going on? These are all my thoughts. I don't know what to say anymore, or how to tell you guys that there is a system that would work, but it cannot unless we all make it work. We all need to make it work. And yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but the deriver of real value is still goods and services. You need to have your own company to work with. You need to make money from there. And honestly, it's been a while, and I have also, like, the intensity of work, for example, that I used to put in Wise Ventures has decreased to this much, because I put a lot of focus on bringing you guys the halal portfolio. which seems like people are very, very less interested in earning halal. People are not interested in getting back their freedom. It's not just about price. Price is down right now, but people have lost it completely because everybody's bound with how the price is doing. They're not seeing the bigger picture that you can actually travel anywhere that you want with your money. You can have the freedom of money. You can always transfer it. Nobody can stop you from sending Bitcoin. This was the actual purpose of it. Yeah, I believe I have said a lot in this video. I do not expect any of you to do anything. What I only wanted you guys to learn and have the conviction yourself, so you can go and do the investment yourself. If I tell you what to do, if something good happens to it, it's very natural. People don't appreciate when something good happens to them because of somebody, but when something bad happens, they would make sure to blame that person some way. So that's why I don't tell you. I although I do, like in YouTube, I tell you guys where I buy and sell, but that's what I do. That's where I buy and sell. And it's not a financial advice. Now it's up to you how you want to take it. You want to learn it? You want to do something with it? Because, not because I forget about me, bro. I'm nobody. This knowledge, everything was already there. I know I put my hard work day and night, a lot of work and research, and at least 15 years of my experience in it. But if you don't want to learn, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know what else to say. It's if I show you guys how to make money with leverage, will you guys come and watch all the videos? You will. If I show you how to turn $10 into $1 million, you will. But that's not who I am, and that's not possible either. And I'm here to tell you the truth, to go and learn. You can go learn from anywhere you want. But if you think we teach you best, then come learn from us. I love you guys so much. That's all I wanted to say. There's a lot of negativity around Bitcoin and crypto, but eventually, inshallah, it will succeed because nobody can stop Bitcoin. And once things are a little bit back in control, and I'm back in Turkey because tomorrow night I have a flight to go and everything is scattered and I have to pack all my things, but I'm still here. I'm still recording to maybe give you guys a little bit sense of what to do. Do whatever you want. Get out of the situation that you're in. Forget about crypto and Bitcoin. Make yourself a company. Sell something. Give service to humans. Serve Allah the way Allah said, and praise Allah the way Allah needs to be praised. Because obviously, however we try to praise Him, it's not enough. So thank Allah for everything. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. I'll see you guys, inshallah.